Hey YouTube, so I'm back here. I'm going to be starting a video series for you because I've got a new project coming. That mini generator is complete. It functions, works as expected, produces a fair amount of current for the size, and so I was doing some estimations based on the size of the generator, and I discovered that well, not discovered, I mean I kind of knew it was going to happen, but by increasing the size of the discs, I can get significantly more voltage. So, like, as an example here, this disc is going to be quite a lot more powerful than this disc. And here's why. This disc, theoretically, if you were to look at where the influence of the inductors is going to be, let's use this visual here. If we were going to put the discs on top and line up the holes, you can see just how much more area is available here. So that increases the power production significantly. Another benefit that this is going to have is this disc was open. Now it's got a separation gap over here, and this one has the same separation gap over here. But once the sectors are cut out and glued on, then I've got another plate over here, and I'm going to spread some silicone over the top, and this plate is going to be put over top and pressed over top to glue into position with the silicone. So now, in reality, whereas this one, the voltage is limited by the distances here and here, this one is actually going to be limited by the voltages from here to here. It means that this disc is going to produce triple the voltage of that little disc, and it's going to produce somewhere, well, it's quite a big increase, because it's when the radius goes up, it's a square for the area, right? So now I'll show you how the sectors are made. So I got a little bit of tin foil here, and I've got my scissors. So I'm going to look at the foil. I need about that much foil. So cut a little bit extra because I can't cut it longer. And I'm going to take something sharp. Now you notice I'm not using the sharp side of this, I'm just using the end. And you need to put some pressure down with your fingers, because this is finicky work and things can shift around because there's not a whole ton of friction on this stuff here. Alright, so now that I've pressed that down, you should see a little bit in the flashing, there's a bit of an outline. So now I just cut along the outline. Try to see in the light for myself, actually. And take the time according to the amount of physical dexterity you have. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but the more perfect you can get it, the better it is. You don't want too much extra material, because it's going to give you a hard time later, and you're just going to have to scrape it off and clean it off later. But at the same time, you don't want to cut it too small either, because then, well, you're kind of wasting space. And I've got two little sharp edges down here at the corner. They're not supposed to be sharp. So I'll just come down here and round them out by spinning this around. Like that. Then I take my sector and I peel off the tape on the back of it. You can see there's a bit of white tape there. Oh god, stuff is hard to peel off. So now what I like to do is I line it up where it's gonna fall in. I peel this whole back over here, peel it off like that, line it up. There we go. Now with that piece kind of lined up, I come in the back over here, and you don't want to press it down as you're peeling, because you still want to make sure that it's lined up as you go and press it down. And there. So that's one sector cut and stuck, but we're not done yet, because this wheel here, when it's all done being assembled, it's going to be spinning this way to make the contacts, and we don't want this to just peel off and get damaged. So we're going to do one additional thing. We're going to look at the length that's here, and we see that length that's there. We're going to cut a little bit extra, another strip, peel it back off here, now this isn't strictly necessary, but you really should do it. And one more tiny strip I'm going to cut. Now what I'm doing over here is just a little bit of extra security for myself, so I'm not kicking myself later going, when I have the generator assembled, going, oh, I wish I just put one more piece around the end. Now I have to take all the screws out and take the drive shaft off. Actually, it wouldn't be that bad, but the way I've designed this new design. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this piece on here. I'm just going to fold it around the end. Okay. This creates a little bit of a nice little foil tape end there. And then to make it nice and strong, this piece is going to come around, and then we're going to wrap it. And this is going to make a nice durable contact. Nice durable contact point. Alright, now I'm going to finish this up, and then we'll come back for part 2, and in part 2 I'm going to show the silicone application process.